Welcome to The Source, where we combine the headlines with in-depth conversations with the newsmakers themselves. Today on the program, 2 deadly blasts hit Jolo, Sulu.
What we are sure is that the terrorist groups are behind it.
The Catholic Church condemns the attacks.
Months na, matagal nang may threat ng bombing dito sa cathedral.
And authorities are now in full force to investigate who's behind the bombings. Also, from Boracay to Manila Bay, all hands on deck on rehabilitating the iconic bay.
Lagyan ninyong water treatment yung hotel nyo, pag hindi, siraan ko yan.
A crackdown on establishments violating environmental laws.
So, panawagan sa mga establishments, kung meron po kayong mga dapat ngayon, gawin nyo na po ngayon. Huwag yun na pong hintayin na kami po yung pupunta sa inyo.
And relocating thousands of informal settlers.
We will be following the Boracay formula.
Environment Undersecretary Sherwin Rigor joins us live. And later, is it a yes or no? We'll give you the stand of 7 senatorial aspirants in the second CNN Philippines Senatorial Forum. That's for today's In Focus. Thank you for joining us. I'm Pinky Webb. A Sunday morning mass in Jolo, Sulu, supposedly heard in peace, turns tragic following not 1, but 2 deadly blasts. The Western Mindanao Command says 20 people were killed. The twin explosions took place at the Cathedral of Our Lady of Mount Carmel. An improvised explosive device went off inside the church, while another detonated in the cathedral's parking lot. Among those who died, civilians and soldiers who were tasked to secure Jolo town proper. West Mincom says that initial findings based on CCTV footage show that the Ajang-Ajang could be behind the blast. The Ajang-Ajang is an Abu Sayyaf group operating in the urban area like Jolo. Defense Secretary Delphine Lorenzana says he's ordered troops to secure all public places and places of worship. Malacanang already condemned the attack, saying the culprits will be severely punished. The explosions come a mere 2 days after the Commission on Elections announced the ratification of the Bangsamoro Organic Law on Friday. The law is seen to help resolve conflict and rebellion in the South. The military says the bombing in Sulu is not related to the encounter between government forces and the ISIS-linked Maute group. Speaking to CNN Philippines, AFP West Mincom spokesman Colonel Jerry Besana said a local terror group is likely behind the attack.
What we are sure is that the terrorist groups are behind it, but as to the participation of ISIS terrorist group, we cannot, we cannot count. But of course, they will always do that. They will always take responsibility for this kind of terrorist act. But for now, we are looking at the local terrorist groups that perpetrated atrocities here.
Let's go straight to the source of the story. Philippine Institute for Peace, Violence, and Terrorism Research Chairman Rommel Banlaoi. Professor, good morning. Welcome to the show, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Pinky. Good morning to everybody.
Sir, the military says it's an Abu Sayyaf group called Ajang-Ajang that was behind the attack in Jolo, Sulu. Who is this group, sir?
Well, this group is composed of fathers and brothers of Abu Sayyaf group members who were killed by the military during law enforcement operations. These are, I call them revenge groups of relatives of Abu Sayyaf group members killed by the military. They are called the soldiers of the martyrs. They have been martyred because of their battle against Christian government in Mindanao, and they have this high motivation to exact revenge for the killing of their relatives. This group is notorious for series of extortion activities in Sulu provinces, as well as kidnap or ransom activities. And this is the first time that this group has been identified to be involved in bombing attack of this magnitude.
Mm-hmm. So this is the first time that, in fact, possibly their name has become a little bit more familiar because of the kind of attack, this brazen attack inside the cathedral.
Yes, yes. So this is the first time that the military disclosed this group for kind of attack because from our end, we know this group as just kidnap or ransom group and extortion group and composed of relatives of ASG members killed by the military. But now, the Ajang has been identified to be the main group engaged in bombing activities. So in my view, the members of these groups have been trained to mount terrorist bombings in Mindanao. And because this group is part of Abu Sayyaf group, then I consider also this group as part of the pro-ISIS group. And in fact, the Site Intelligence Agency already published the claim of ISIS, that the bombings in Jolo was part of their mission in Mindanao. In fact, a mock news agency already published the official communique of ISIS, claiming responsibility for
Yes, I was going to go there,
and
Chairman.
even described the attack as a suicide bombing attack.
Yeah, because ISIS, you're right, it is claiming this attack. So you're saying that can you again tell me the connection between the Ajang, which is part of the Abu Sayyaf group, and ISIS? Yeah. Well,
Ajang is also being commanded by higher leadership in the Abu Sayyaf group, particularly leaders like Hajan Sawadjaan. Hajan Sawadjaan is a pro-ISIS leader. He is the father-in-law of Amin Batcho, a Malaysian foreign terrorist fighter, involved in the planning of Marawi siege last May 2017. And since Ajang is part of the Abu Sayyaf group, and the Abu Sayyaf group in Sulu is considered to be a pro-ISIS group. So for me, I consider this as also a pro-ISIS incident.
I see.
And even the ISIS itself already claimed responsibility. The way they claim responsibility for the Lamitan city bombing attack last year.
What about the timing? This happened a couple of days after the ratification of the Bangsamoro Organic Law.
Yeah, the timing is also very, very clever because it was done just a few days after the plebiscite. That is why the MILF is very upset about it. And even the Philippine government is upset about it. And for me, it tells us that this pro-ISIS group is really very clever because of the plebiscite, there was a strict implementation of heightened alert or security alert in the area. And despite this heightened security alert, this group was able to mount such kind of terrorist bombing. So I think for this time, this group outsmarted again the law enforcement authorities.
Sinadya, Chairman, is that what you're saying? It was intentional?
I think they found
intentional in terms of timing,
an opportunity to mount their intention. Because even prior to the plebiscite, Sulu has been receiving threats coming from this group. And that also prompted other embassies in the Philippines to issue their travel warning to their nationals.
Okay.
They just found an opportunity to mount this attack during this time. So yeah,
Chairman,
and that will inspire other groups to do some more.
Chairman Rommel Banlaoi, sir, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much, Pinky. Have a nice day.
Pope Francis condemns a deadly attack at a church in Jolo, Sulu. In a tweet, the Pope called for prayers for the victims of the attack, saying, "May the Lord, Prince of Peace, convert the hearts of the violent and grant the inhabitants of that region a peaceful coexistence." Here at home, the Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines expressed its condolences to the families of the victims and condemned the attacks. In a statement, the CBCP also urged Catholics to join Muslims in promoting peace in Mindanao. The United Kingdom has already warned its residents against traveling to Mindanao because of terrorist activities. This is The Source on CNN Philippines. Still to come, the Battle of Manila Bay is on. We get an update on its ongoing rehabilitation. Environment Undersecretary Sherwin Rigor will still be with us, or will be joining us after the break. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. The rehabilitation of Manila Bay has started, and apart from launching massive and regular cleanup drives, the government is now shifting its focus to establishments violating environmental laws and relocating informal settlers. Unlike Boracay, rehabilitating the iconic bay has no deadline. Still, the local government believes the task will be more challenging. What exactly is the plan for Manila Bay? Let's go straight to the source of the story. Environment Undersecretary Sherwin, Rigor, USEC. Welcome to the show. Good to meet you, sir.
Good morning, ma'am. Good to meet you. And of course, the listeners and televiewers.
It's very important to talk about this, sir. Yesterday was the kickoff. It jump-started the cleanup of Manila Bay. How was the first day of cleanup, sir?
Well, successful. The first day successful. We have mobilized interagency, including the 13 mandamos agencies, of their present resources. Yung mga trucks po, yung mga personnel, including their minor tools that we started cleanup, including the siltation or removal of silts along esteros.
So, there are how many agencies involved? Ang dami, sir?
Yes, 13. We included another 5.
And the lead agency here is the DENR.
Yes.
There's actually an organizational chart there, the task force organization. Napakarami po yan. Obviously, at the top is the DENR.
Correct.
So, we all know, we all see Manila Bay. Everybody knows it's polluted. How polluted is the water? Was there any study very recently that was made on how to understand how polluted that water is?
We have 11 major rivers emptying along the Manila Bay. Lahat po ng 11 na yun registered millions to billions of coliform. The total average of the whole area is 330 million fecal coliform, meaning the normal is only 200
million.
No, 200 mpm. Right now, we have 330 million.
So 330 million, it's hard to understand that, sir, to be quite honest. 330 million ang coliform.
Yes, fecal coliform.
Ang standard is? 200. Hindi million?
No, it's
200 lang.
Na lang.
And then
Dalawang daan.
Tapos ito, 330 milyon.
Million.
That's how polluted it is.
That's how
so
polluted.
what is it in the 11 rivers you say that actually go to the Manila Bay?
Yes, that's the average. So we have 4 that is, we call them the Billionaires Club. So Manila Club is 1.3 billion fecal coliform. Vitas is 1.99 billion.
Where is Vitas, sir?
Vitas is near Navotas.
Okay.
Yan. Sa mga fishport. Ayan.
So dalawa na yun,
Yes.
sir.
Tapos
Manila Yacht Club, Vitas.
Part ng port area, it's around 1.1 billion.
These are the billionaires?
Yes.
You said there's 4?
Yes, 4.
What's the fourth one?
The one is Libertad Channel near the reclamation of MOA.
In Pasay?
In Pasay. It's
Pasay
around
corner.
1 billion.
So yung 4 po ang tinawag yung Billionaires Club. And this study was made when? In terms of the coliform level, of the billions of coliform level?
Yes, we had the first testing last December and followed up after the holidays, and another test last week. So, consistent po sila.
And the numbers were consistent?
Yes, increasing.
Even increasing?
Even increasing.
So, here's the thing, sir. I mean, sabi nga nila, how do you actually make it very understandable or digestible? There was a report that actually even said that, I think, was it Secretary Anyo who said that kapag kulay brown, meron ho bang kulay ang tubig that will determine na madumi na ho ito?
Yes, opo. Decoloration, kung minsan po ay nagbibigay ng significance o yung ebidensya. Kapag ang tubig po ay nagiging darker, gearing toward brown, that is definitely polluted. Opo, po.
You know, in yesterday's cleanup, reports were saying that the MMDA hauled 45 tons of garbage. And just to put that in context, ilan ho ba yung 45 tons of garbage?
It's not 45 tons, it's 45 truckloads.
Truckloads?
Truckloads po yun. Meaning for every truckloads, meron po sila nakakarga na from 5 to 10 tons. 11 trucks po ang dinispatch ni MMDA. They did a very good job.
So ang ginawa po, Yusek, nagbalikan yung truck.
Opo, kasi
Hauled garbage. Saan po tinapon?
So meron po silang disposable area, and yun po ay dadalhin sa engineered landfill somewhere in Pampanga.
So if the MMDA on the first day was able to haul 45 truckloads
Correct.
of trash,
Yes.
would there be, sa naked eye, is there any visible difference that is seen immediately or wala po?
Meron po.
Ano
meron
ho?
po.
What's the difference from Saturday to Sunday when they were able to haul all that garbage?
Well, before po kasi we have an everyday discharging of solid waste along the Manila Bay. So the target there is we classified or identified the ground zero. The ground zero is Manila Yacht Club to US Embassy.
To the U.S. Embassy.
To the U.S. Embassy.
That is ground zero.
That's
And
ground zero.
Ground zero stands for what again?
Doon po tayo mag-start. The concentration of effort is there. So lahat po ng pollution, solid waste, water, and everything that goes on that span, yun muna ko-concentrate natin. And gearing protracted, gearing inward, yes.
Palabas.
Palabas.
Okay.
Inward, not seaward, inward tayo.
Oo. Pero ibig ko sabihin, yung pong area, yung perimeter ng Manila Yacht Club and the U.S. Embassy, let's say po bilog siya,
Yes.
doon kayo mag-uumpisa tapos...
Palabas.
Palabas. Why is that ground zero? Bakit po yun?
Kasi that's the end. The strategy before was they wanted to start at the upstream, yung pinakamalayo, and then trapping them along the way.
Opo.
However, yung geographical challenge tsaka on the ground is a very, very big task. Pag nakita mo, parang impossible. So, pinunta namin yung end. Okay. Yung end namin, if eto yung discharges, now we know the volume. From there, scrimmage, meter by meter.
Doon na kayo sa pinaka...
Doon yung battle, yung ground zero, yun na yun. Kasi yun yung pinaka-grabe.
Kung saan siya talaga dapat magkukumpul-kumpul,
Yes.
magsasama-sama yung
Yes.
dumi.
Yes.
Doon na kayo mag-uumpisa. Let's look at this, the concept of operation. There's a main effort and there's also a secondary effort. So, explain that to us, you said.
We have 5 segments, no? The first main effort, primary effort is at NCR. Kasi nandito lahat ng establishments,
Ayun,
including tourism. Yes.
So you're looking at
the Metro Manila, yes. And these are the agencies that involved in the cleanup. We consolidate them, we cluster them, and give them the responsibility using their own resources and human resource. And then the secondary effort, meaning half of the resource of government will be spent there. So these are Bulacan, Pampanga, Bataan, and Cavite. These are the secondary front line. And the primary front line is the Metro Manila. So yan po yung main effort. So dinivide po natin yan into 5. So we split them so that nakakita po natin the significant improvement or the accomplishment so that we know ano yung gap ng pagkukulang ng cleanup.
When you say main effort, let's keep that on the screen, main effort and secondary effort, are they going to be working simultaneously or mauuna po si main effort at susunod si secondary effort?
That's the beauty of this plan. Lahat po yung simultaneous.
Sabay-sabay.
When we opened the launching yesterday, all of them are now active.
Where are they going to get the funding for the efforts to clean up Manila
Sa
Bay?
ngayon po, the 13 mandamos agencies are using their own resources. Yung human resource nila, manpower nila, equipments nila. So we are using our own agencies' resources, waiting for certain funding for that.
What is the cost of this, you said?
Well, the cost of this is 42 billion to 43 billion. But most of this goes to relocation of ISF. The cleanup costs only around 6 billion for the next 3 years.
6 billion for cleanup.
Cleanup for the next 3 years.
Let's be clear on
Yeah.
that. And then 42 billion.
Total. So it's around 36 billion for the relocation.
I see.
Yeah.
And there is of course a short-term, medium-term, and long-term plan for this. So, sabi niyo po simultaneous si main effort at si secondary effort. Let's talk about the main culprits or who are the culprits in this whole cleanup, that brought in trash, no, to Manila Bay. Sino ho ba? Because could it possibly be the establishments? Could it possibly be the informal settlers? Sino ang pinakamalaking nag-contribute dito?
We do not describe them kung sino pinakamal. All of them will be weighted the same gravity. So lahat yan, we have 5. The informal settlers, the industries, the establishments, the residential, and of course, yung ating daily population. Everybody has part din sa pollution loading na yan.
Isa-isahin po natin. The informal settlers, that numbers from my last research, sir, was 200,000?
More than.
Families, sir.
Families, yes. More
So,
than. Right now, we have a number of 233,000 families.
You know, if you multiply that by 6, sir, that's about 2 million people.
It's a city.
Yeah. Ganun po kalaki yun.
Ganun po kalaki.
And then these informal settlers, Yusek, the 220,000 families, where are they mostly found?
They are,
Which area?
They are situated in the middle of the esteros, the side of the esteros, few meters outside the perimeter of the esteros. They occupy the easement, which is 30 meters on both sides.
Is there an LGU that has the most number of informal settlers in this cleanup drive, sir? Sino ho ba?
Well, we have Metro Manila, which is 30,000. Halos pare-pareho lang naman po. The Cavite side, which is around 35 to 40,000. The Caloocan side, nasa mga 10 to 15,000. So these are tens of thousands.
Halos ganun din.
Pare-pareho. Kasi transfer lang po eh. Pag tinanggal mo, lilipat lang sa kabila.
Industries, you said. So
Yes.
there are 5. So we're done with the informal settlers. And the goal is to move the informal settlers. I think this is part of the long-term plan,
Yes,
sir.
part of the long term. We
And-
move them to a decent area, suitable to their needs.
What year is that?
Well, we're looking for a 5 to 10-year program.
All right. And then the industries, sino ho ito?
Okay. These industries are old, 40 years ago operating, the middle age is 20 years operating, and yung bago, which are 1 year old to 10 years old. So ito po mga yon, we are now looking yung status nila on how do they discharge.
Yeah.
Half of them discharges illegally because they did not put up their own wastewater treatment and discharge directly to the tertiary drainage, forwarding to the secondary drainage, and going to the esteros, and going to the rivers.
Ganun ho yun. Ganun
Ganon yun.
yun yung flow nun eh.
Nagko-connect.
Okay, and then of course you have establishments.
Yes, establishment, these are the service providers, the hotels, restaurants, the complex, the malls, and everybody.
Okay, when we talk about the establishments, sir, ilan na po ang violators? Meron na ho ba?
The secretary and the task force will be announcing that during this week. So far, we have listing. So ang first batch po was yesterday.
Okay,
So
and-
we will be shooting that every few days.
So yesterday, sino po?
Yesterday, we have 3.
Okay.
The Aristocrat,
Okay.
the Esplanade 1, which is a complex, and Gloria Marie,
Okay.
which is the restaurant along the bay.
I think that's along the CCP complex.
Yeah.
So, sir, and meron pong residential at meron po yung daily, what did you call them?
The daily population.
The daily population. So residents would obviously be...
The subdivisions, the condominiums, the old subdivisions, the old area. So they're part of it because we already traced kung saan sila nagdi-discharge. Lalo na po yung mga subdivisions, they refuse to install sewerage lines.
That's going to be something that they need to do.
Yes,
soon,
we will be putting up a coercive action on that. So
Really?
kasama po yan.
And then
Kasi meron po tayong mga papakita sa publiko na if they don't do that, ito yung gagawin namin. Ito yung papakita namin.
show that to us, sir. And then the daily population last is, of course...
The everyday,
tayo.
you, me, and everybody, di ba? The small candy that you throw and the cups that you buy sa mga fast food.
Yeah. Yung littering, basically, that's what it is. I just want to bring this in, Yusek, before you go.
Yes.
It's the plan, yung pong sinasabi nating short-term, medium-term, and long-term plan. This is part of the commitment
Yes.
of government. Yung short-term po is a quick fix, which is
Yes.
actually interesting. You want the Manila Bay to be a swimmable beach in 2019.
That's the target.
That's this year?
That's the target,
Okay.
assuming we reach that. But of course, we'll be having an accomplishment substantial from this day on.
And then medium-term plan is for the sewerage system and
Yes,
relocation.
infrastructure and relocation. And the long term
2020 to 2022, before the end of the term of the president, no?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And then the long term, as you mentioned a while ago, will be the full implementation, and this is for the year 2023 and onwards.
Yes.
Last question, Yusek.
Yes.
This is doable.
Of course.
Kaya ba?
Kaya. Yun din sinabi sa amin ng Boracay. Kaya ba namin? Nakita namin, and then we took the challenge, and we triumphed it, at we saw that Boracay is too small for us.
So now you're going bigger. Thank you to Environment Undersecretary Sherwin Rigor. Sir, good luck.
Thank you.
Not just to you, to
Everybody.
every agency involved, and even to us, di ba? Yung sabi nga, the daily population. Maraming salamat po sa inyo.
Salamat po.
This is The Source on CNN Philippines. Still to come, 7 aspirants take a stand on some of the country's pressing issues. Is it a yes or a no? That's for today's In Focus.